So I just went into my room. I was like, I have to go. I'm gonna go like wash my face before we record, and I noticed my fiance's closet light was on. Like
Okay.
like her door's closed and there's a light on inside. And Steven, my first thought was like, how many times have I almost been murdered in my life? Like it was like
How many times was there a closet light on and I should have checked for the bad guy?
you know how like every once in a while you'll hear a sound, and you're like, oh, I have to go check that, and I have to like jump up and be like, ah, rah,
Yes.
someone's in there. And but then you hear sometimes you hear a sound, and you're like, what was that? I don't know, and you just kind of like go about your life.
And that the killer's just like, ooh,
Ooh.
I'm gonna fillet that boy in a second, but thankfully I didn't get caught.
Thankfully. But it was just like it was so interesting because I think about that all the time. Like we've talked about traffic. Like actually, when we did the bachelor party, we were talking about how we like respond to like being angry in traffic. You're like a
Mm,
clapper, right?
mhm.
You're
A
like when
clapper? Yeah.
yeah, like when someone
Like when someone cuts you off and then they end up in the same stoplight and you're in literally only inches or feet behind them after they did all this craziness. I just clap and I hope they're looking in their rearview mirror.
it's so like because I do like I'm just like okay, sure, and like
Bravo, sir.
but my brain does this thing where I'm like I refuse to let it like ruin more than the minute they already stole from me. So what I try
Yes.
to do is I do the like I completely deceive myself. I'm like, you know what? Blessing in disguise. I bet there's a cop up there, or I bet. Like if I would have gone through this intersection a little faster, a car would have hit me. Or like I try to think like, oh,
Just
maybe
something.
they saved my
This
life.
saved me.
They saved me somehow. They are a karma chameleon. They are like
They're a watcher from Fringe and they
watch
like
your
just they
exactly.
intervened.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And so it's like, I try to think about that stuff, but like it's so funny to think like how different people respond to things. Because like I see a light in the closet and I think like, oh, I wonder if I check it, I might get murdered. Maybe I'll just shut it off and go about my business. And there's some people who like get cut off and it's their whole life's identity for like the rest of their life. They make like a like one time the Grinch like steals your jelly or whatever, and you make a whole song about him.
Yep.
Like that's
Just
crazy.
like a 5 minute diss track. Like you get Eminem to feature on it. It's just you drop too much money to get revenge on this Grinch fella.
So
No, I
I
get you. And I mean, as you know, in Florida, a very common Florida man news article posting is typically road rage incidents because of the jams in like the Tampa area, especially. So
Oh, dude, but well, it's also because I mean, people are like, people know that Florida has terrible drivers because all of the worst drivers from all of the northern states come here and
it's
do
just
their
like
worst together. They're
Florida
competing.
highways is basically twisted metal. I don't know if you guys know this about our highways, but it's literally all the people that you encounter in your states come here for a great tournament every winter. That's when the twisted metal tournament is held. It's in
Steven,
Florida from the months of like December to March.
it's the only excuse for what I saw last week. I told you about this when we went out, but I don't think I talked about this in the podcast where the lady was absolutely irate with the red light.
Yes, just losing it.
Steven, I don't know if I talked about this in the podcast, but like,
I don't
dude,
think you did.
no, okay, so it was like I was on my way to work and the light turns red and I literally like I pull up to the light and I'm sitting there for like I don't know 30 seconds or something. We just like listening to music, like singing my songs, doing my stuff, like just like vibing, whatever. And this lady,
Just
the light is
enjoying your day.
enjoying my morning, but this light's been red for 30 seconds already. This lady comes screeching to a stop and stops and immediately, Steven, immediately starts doing this
Just to the light. Just
over, dude, over and over and over. I'm literally like I don't even care anymore. I usually keep my focus. I'm like you know what I like, Steven? I like I like the superpower of not looking at a phone while I'm driving. Like I like the superpower of knowing like as soon as that light turns green, my foot like it like magically hits the acceleration and I just move forward while everyone else is just on that line. And I'm like, why is your like why is your reaction time so ridiculously bad? And it's
dude, it's so bad. Left-hand turn lanes are the worst with
oh
people's like speed times.
oh, it's awful, dude. But normally, eyes forward, I'm like, oh yeah, as soon as that light hits it, I got this. It's gonna be amazing. I do the quick like pop pop, like make sure like no cars, no stupid crazy people running red lights, bah, and I go forward. This
Mm.
time, however, my whole head, I am squared up on this lady just to enjoy the show because she has not stopped the entire time. Just doing this. I don't understand it, Steven. Like it has to be
She's like doing like a Naruto like hand motion like to like Curse it.
I tell you, right? Well, because here's the thing, dude. Any emergency that would necessitate me being that mad at a red light, I'd just run it. I'd
Yeah.
look, I'd be like, nah, I'm going. Like, if someone's in a hospital, go ahead, pull me over. I'll stop. I'll be like, it's an emergency. You're gonna understand, or I'm gonna take you to court, and the judge is someone's gonna understand. I'm getting away with this because
Someone's hearing this tale.
someone's hearing this tale. This is a serious emergency. That's what would take me to feel that way about a red light. It's
I
so
don't think I've ever even been mad at a person
not
enough to
much.
do what she
It
did.
was
Not to
amazing.
not like that's crazy.
It was
That's
like
just
a red light killed her cat. Like I don't
yeah.
understand it. It was so
Like
funny.
I can't think of a single situation. I genuinely can't.
No,
Like
dude.
where I would just expend that much energy.
Oh,
Like
you know why, Steven? Because we use our energy for other things, like making comics. Let's
yeah.
actually start the show and talk about it. Hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I am Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, my best friend Stevie Walker and I get together and we do our best to overcome the various issues and obstacles and nonsense that life throws our way. We stick up our middle finger to all of the issues that life thrusts upon us, and all of the red lights that come our way. We just kind of
Life like just literally deeply thrusts itself
they
on
really love to do
into us.
they thrust their red light district hips right into our faces pretty often. But recently, Stephen, we've been doing pretty well. I will
Yeah.
say I'm trying this year. I'm trying to be positive this year. I'm trying to like placebo affect my way to the middle. You know, like I no, like I'm gonna I want to believe like okay, we're gonna do well. I'm not going to like I'm not going to help the negative situations by assuming they're going to ruin me. I'm going to be like, not today, Satan, whatever.
You're
Like,
you're you're not there is no victory here, sir.
not for you. So I mean, I'm trying to be like a 12-year-old with a fiddle. You know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
untouchable, Steven. Like these issues aren't going to beat me. Not today. But this week I was busy. We were busy, but I didn't have too many issues. Were you like laden with issues this week? Are you?
I mean, just the typical busyness of. I mean, we had the bachelor party on Saturday, and then there was just normal busy, but I was still decently successful, so I can't complain.
Freaking yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
dude.
I've pretty consistently done a page a week, so
You've been kicking butt. I like this week, I didn't finish a page. I did get some work done. I got my new pen and I started coloring again, which feels
nice.
really good. And my new pen is awesome. Actually, it feels like a super upgrade, which I was like, when like, like using a mouse or something where you're like, oh, this is the best version of this. But then if you get one that's like somehow like slightly better or cleaner or smoother, you're like,
You
oh,
just
this is
feel
what
it.
was it? What am I doing? Like
You're
I was
making
playing.
love to my hand right now.
Yeah, Steven, I'm all about those hand jobs. No, but dude, I feel like I've been like coloring on hard mode with this, but like this new pen is so much cleaner and
That's
like more
awesome.
crisp. It's perfect. Anyway, I somewhat failed, but I was mostly successful. So I feel good about it. We did the bachelor party this week, which,
Was
um,
amazing.
dude, it was so much fun. I love you guys. I had so much fun like going to that restaurant, and we got delicious freaking food. Everything there was really tasty.
Yeah, everything was awesome.
And then it was really fun. We played like we played a few songs and like the kids sang Taylor Swift and stuff, and that
Yeah,
was fun. But otherwise, dude, I've had a like busy week with like wedding stuff. We've been putting things together. Today, Steven, we got our marriage license.
that's awesome. It's official.
I'm legally allowed to marry this person, which is so weird that you need that. And I was going to front load the episode with like silly jokes because I couldn't stop making them today. Where I was just like, why do I like what had to occur in order for them to be like, no, 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 we can't just let people get married. That's crazy. That's, you're trying to marry your lamp. No, Stephen, of course it's racism, so it's not even fun. It's not even fun.
It's not even fun. It's
It's not
just
even fun. They were
literally
just like,
directly tied
it's
to
directly tied to like we don't want these people to get married. We're gonna do what we can to stop it. And I was like, oh great, thanks for ruining all of our fun racism. I know this is all about me. I have been affected by this more than anyone. But it sucks. Anyway, I got my marriage license today. We went and there were no issues, dude. It was so nice because we were both like we were a little worried that something was going to happen because
just some sort of like
there always
curveball.
hiccups. Yeah, I did have like a slight hiccup today. Dude, I was at work. it sucks. I'm actually like, this is a serious thing. But like, so my cousin Gary, whom I freaking love and has like informed a huge part of my life and was, like been a super integral part of my life, um, isn't able to be in the wedding. So
Mm.
yeah, so like he wasn't able to like get the situation taken care of like in time, and it just got out of hand. So like I'm down one groomsman, which is okay because I already had like I had too many really, but
Mm.
what I wanted was all of the, I wanted a group of people who represented various times of my life and different things that were like important to me and had like relationships, like a literal wedding party, like as in like a D&D like, party, an adventuring party of people who were important in my life, and Gary is definitely among them, and it's important if not chief among them for the longest period of time. So like it hurt, it was one of those like it did suck. It like stuck with me today. But he's gonna go to the wedding and it's
That's good to at least be
yeah.
there
Yeah, he's gonna
still.
be there. So it's okay. And like I don't have any like ill will or anything. I just like you know when like it's so weird. Like being human's so strange because I'm just like of course I'm disappointed and I wanted him in the wedding, but I also simultaneously don't want him to feel bad,
Yeah.
things happen, I don't, I'm glad you're going to be there. That's all, and I know you love me and you support me and, but it's weird because like I still feel the things, it's like, I had this conversation with Carly, like a couple weeks ago where I was like, she was gonna go do something that I didn't get to do because I was stuck doing something else. So I was just like, "Oh, I'm jealous." And she's like, "What? What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not saying I want you to feel bad. I'm just saying like, I want to go."
I would enjoy that as well. I'm
Yeah,
not saying this in particular to guilt you into
yeah,
anything or anything like that. I'm just sharing with you this
yeah,
almost anecdotal. Like
yeah.
it's like,
That's
yeah, it's not
exactly
like
what it is, dude. And like it was funny because
it's a
like
rhetorical statement. It's
yes, it is, and like, and I think what like so many of us, and myself, myself included, like we're all kind of like conditioned to hear when someone's like, "Oh, I'm thirsty." We part of us hears that like passive request for a drink. You know what I mean? But that's
Mhm.
not necessarily what's happening. Sometimes you're just like I'm thirsty.
Like I do that often. I just voice thoughts sometimes, like just
Yeah.
straight up, like these are thoughts in my head.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, and because of that, and because we have experienced those things where someone's like, I'm jealous, and that means don't do that because I feel this. That's not what I'm saying. It's like, but we had a conversation about it, which was pretty nice, because I was like, no, it's like I want you always to go do things. I just
Yeah,
also am like, oh man, I wanted to do that too that time. You know what I like? And
yeah.
it's funny because like and I don't know what's right, because I don't think there is a right or wrong there. I think it's just like a weird,
Mhm.
complicated human thing, like talking about the disappointment or frustration or sadness of like Gary not being able to be in the wedding, where it's like
Yeah.
I
You're
don't
not
think
looking for a resolution, resolve,
yeah.
or pity, or literally anything. You're just
Anything.
literally saying this thing.
Yeah, sometimes
It's
it's
this
just
thing.
sometimes it's good just to be like, I felt this, but there's nothing to do with it. You don't have to fix it. It's not for anyone to carry. It's literally a release, And I think that sometimes just saying like, I'm sad about that, or I'm depressed, or like, I'm jealous, or whatever, it helps. I mean, that's what therapy is. I mean, it's a part of therapy at least. So it's just like
Mhm.
it's helpful for me at least to communicate things. It's part of why we have the show. We have issues and we're like,
Mhm.
here are some of these issues, and it feels good because a problem shared is a problem doubled. It's yours now. Ha ha, suckers. I just
Enjoy this.
yeah, it's just like super soaking all our gremlins and setting them free upon the world. But anyway, I just like I was going through that today, and I was kind of wearing it like a little heavily, and then I just kind of like, much like in traffic when I'm just like, like whatever, things happen. It's like so it
Resolved.
goes. I was
Like
fine. It just kind of like I feel good about it now. I'm like I'm okay.
you grieve the thing that you were, you're grieving, and then you moved on. I mean, it's human.
Yeah.
It's totally human.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know, but I feel good. I feel good about getting the marriage license. I'm really excited. The wedding is on our birthday next week.
So
On
cool.
the 15th. I'm so excited and I'm nervous. I we will have one more episode to actually talk about it. So like I'm gonna save some of those
Yeah, it
feelings
makes
because like I'm
sense.
sure they're gonna be like
We should
stronger.
probably actually aim for Monday that week, huh?
Yeah, we probably should.
We should
Um,
probably actually do it Monday.
so true. But okay, so since we're not talking about the wedding, what I think we should do, Stephen, is we should answer some questions from the colony.
I
Would you mind
love
doing
it.
this for the song?
I'm just kidding. You're walking through the woods and there's demogorgons and other creatures in the night. They're gonna take you and make you a part of some hive mind host or terrifying, not delight. I don't know, I was just trying to rhyme with night. But anyways, it's time for me to say this is the roughest version I've ever done, but we still have to have some fun. So we're gonna bring it back because it's questions for the colony with Stephen and Anthony. We're gonna answer your questions now. Yeah.
Questions from the
Night,
colony.
one of the easiest words to rhyme with. For some reason, I came up with delight. I don't understand.
I don't understand how brains work. What are we doing? What are we doing? So if you're watching for the first time, first of all, welcome. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like and share and all that stuff. We always forget to tell everyone to do that stuff, and every social media platform kind of just destroys you if you share links. So, or at least it destroys us. So, like, if you see this, like, go to our posts about it and
Hmm,
just
hmm.
share them, and it'll help if you don't want to share on your own post. But anyway, whatever you do, just the fact that you're here means everything. Thank you. But every once in a while, my best friend Steven and I, we get together and we let people ask us any question they want. Sometimes we get
Sometimes
questions
the most
about,
heinous. Most
oh, so
heinous.
Oh, sometimes. Sometimes they're ridiculous. Sometimes they're hilarious. Sometimes they're about monsters. Sometimes they're about movies. Sometimes they're about writing. These this time we have a good combination of questions, Stephen. So let's get to it. We're going to answer some awesome questions. So, question the first comes from our good friend Sam V. Sam's been watching a lot of our episodes, so thank you so much, Sam. It means everything
You're
to us.
amazing.
Yeah, you've been incredible. Thank you so much for all the support. But Sam asks, what is your, together or separately, favorite go-to movie from 1987?
Oh
So
my gosh, that's so easy,
it's
Sam.
so easy. Okay.
It's the
Now here's the
easiest movie.
so here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. It's the easiest thing, but also upon like look like when you look into it and you think about it, 1987 was such a good year for movies. It was
Stacked.
thick, super stacked, dude. I mean, obviously it's Lost Boys.
It's Lost Boys.
It's
There's
Lost
no
Boys.
question.
The answer is Lost Boys, both together and separately. Like I do like I probably let me think. I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I like any 1987 movies more than Lost Boys. Or because for in personal reasons. But I mean, dude, like Evil Dead 2 is up
Oh
there.
wow.
RoboCop,
Oh
uh,
man.
The Princess Bride.
Oh my
Like,
god. Oh, that year was stacked then. Princess
dude,
Bride, I would say Princess Bride is a pretty close contender with
it
Lost
is.
Boys. If Lost Boys wasn't like my favorite movie of all time,
It is.
I.
It's just like Princess Bride's a perfect movie, and it's like,
Mm-mm.
what do you do? But yeah, it's probably Lost Boys. Thank you so much, Sam, for the question, and all of your comments and just support. We really appreciate it. Heather Pruitt asks, in a world where everyone seems to want to be profound, how do you all keep finding the whimsical silliness that makes it all fun?
I've been through phases of that though. I think I've just reached an age too where I mean I've always and this isn't gonna make me sound like I'm not humble, but I've always been pretty humble and just laid back and relaxed.
Right.
And that's only enriched with age. I haven't like I mean, most people are pretty impassioned and aggressive younger, and then as they age, they kind of, I don't know. I think I think it leans into my personality type plus like the way I was raised by my mom. My mom is like
Oh yeah.
literally the sweetest person in the world, so that's probably what it is for me.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like at a certain point, I mean, for me, it was pretty young where I was like, oh, trying to be the smartest person in the
Yep.
room explicitly and outwardly isn't working because then I have to explain a lot of my vernacular. Like, here are words that I learned that make me feel smart, but then I have to explain them to everyone, so it's irrelevant. So basically, it became a matter of like most people, what's the Kierkegaard thing? It's like most people pursue pleasure with such breathless haste they hurry past it. Like most people are trying
Hmm.
to be so smart and so evolved or enlightened that like they become like a big ball of ego when the rest of us or a lot of us are just trying to make things a little bit better and taking steps, that we can. It's just what it is for me. I just know I can only do so much and like, shine a little bit of light and help because I know that means a lot more than being or feeling superior in any way. So I don't really care about that,
Hmm.
you know. But
Makes
yeah, it's
complete sense.
but I'm happy that we're able to like offer any whimsical silliness for anyone. I think that that means everything. I mean, I like my family rules are be silly, be honest, be kind. And that's what it is. And be silly is first. I don't. I try not to take anything seriously or not take everything seriously. Sometimes it's hard, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Naomi P. Lane asks, how do you and your podcast bro find the time to collaborate and where do you meet up? Well, mostly we meet up here. We do also,
This is mostly
this
our
is
like catch
mostly,
up.
yeah, this is mostly how we are productive. We talk on like DMs sometimes, but for the most part it's this and then we have like Dungeons and Dragons nights where like we'll catch up a little bit there and then it's mostly this. So it's
Yes.
just what you're
This
watching.
is basically you guys get to watch like our weekly phone conversation, basically, is what this
Yeah.
is. So,
Every once in a while, like I'll cut out some of the like comic book minutia, or like the only when I try to leave most of it in there, but I cut out like spoiler stuff because
mm,
there are some things that are happening in the story that we love and we can't wait to be able to talk about, but they're just spoilers, and I don't want
mm,
people to not. I want you to experience this story as we're telling it, and not
mhm.
beforehand. So that's all. But yeah, this is how we meet up. All right. Our good friend Megan Douglas asks, can a vampire be turned into a zombie if bitten, or a zombie turned into a vampire if bitten? If so, what would it be called?
Mm. So I'm gonna truthfully,
Yeah.
if you're writing the mythos, obviously you can alter and change
Right.
anything to make one of those things possible. I would say in like most movies that I've seen or shows, I wouldn't think it's possible, but
Right.
if it was,
Okay.
let's see. A zompire is a pretty awesome
I
name
love
combination. Zompire is
it. Has
pretty
to be
awesome,
It has to
actually.
be Zompire.
Like
Um,
Vampy is just sounds like Bam. It sounds like a Bambi's a vampire movie.
that's not bad though. I'd
I mean,
watch
it's
it.
not. His
Mm,
mother comes back with a
Vampy.
vengeance and a hunger
Vampy.
for hunter
I
flesh.
I love this actually. This is almost on the lines of like Lampire. I'm a big fan
Mhm.
of Vampy. Uh, but yeah, which way would it go though, Steven? Like, would it have to be? Would
I
it?
would think. Here's how I think it could possibly occur.
Okay,
Personally,
okay. Let me hear it.
I think in a world where we're trying to make it make sense in the current mythos that we would kind of have for those creatures,
Right,
I would say some dude, like the dude in the movie that got bit by a zombie earlier in the movie, but he's kind of hiding the wound.
right,
Like he doesn't
right,
want
right.
anyone to know he
Yeah.
has it. He's like, "Oh, I don't have it." And then like dude, like they're like fighting something else, and a vampire just comes out and bites him like, too, and he's like, "Fuck!" Like all these things are biting me. And then like
I must be
he literally
delicious.
yeah, it must be delicious. He literally has to die from both bites simultaneously, and then I
Okay,
think he
okay.
awakens as a zombie.
I like that idea. There is something in my book Table Scraps that isn't a vampire becoming a zombie or a zombie becoming a vampire, but it is kind of a hierarchy situation, like where the vampires, like there's an actual vampire, but then when it kills someone, that thing comes back to life
Mm,
as basically a mindless like zombie
a ghoul
vampire.
pyre.
It's a ghoul pyre essentially. So all it does is try to feed. So it like when a vampire feeds, if it doesn't basically decapitate its victims, then the thing comes back and is a
Mm.
complete monster. So yeah, if you want to read that, go read Table Scraps. Our good friend Fowler asks, if you
Fowler,
if you could go back and talk to 14-year-old Stephen and Anthony, what would you tell your younger selves?
get on them comics now, bro. Start
Yeah,
drawing something other than Dragon Ball and
yeah,
just take it home. Just
yeah.
like
It's so
you don't need
true.
to go to school. You could if you want, but just start practicing now and start making some quick comics and then just get on it now because honestly, yeah, like if we had that much of a head start, that'd be crazy.
Man, I mean, honestly, like 14, it's hard,
Also,
right?
14-year-old Steven, do not, and I repeat, Steven, do not be inspired by the South Park episode to pick up World of Warcraft. Stay very far away from it.
Oh, dude, that was a rough time for me. That was like my journal entries at the time are, I guess I have to find new friends. What do I do? What do I do? It was the worst trying to find like going from like every day with my friends and being like, I don't really want to play World of Warcraft, but they want to play World of Warcraft. What do I do? And it was weird. It was a weird time.
Yeah.
I don't, you know what's weird, Steven? Anytime I think about that sort of thing, I always struggle because I'm like, but much like the person who like cuts me off in traffic helps me from not getting like sideswiped from someone or like slows me down so the cop doesn't pull me over. I think like, well, 14-year-old Anthony made a bunch of mistakes, as did 15, 16, and so forth,
Mhm.
but like I have this son that I don't want like
Yeah.
if I
See,
push
like yeah,
if I
I
push
get
any of
you.
those dominoes down, he's gone. Like, yeah, like it's one of the biggest like pains in my life also brought upon one of the greatest joys in my
Yeah.
life. You know, so I'm like, what do I do? My hands are tied. I'm not gonna. So maybe Fowler, I think what 14-year-old what I would tell him is I would just name a few random things like Bitcoin, you know? Like Instacart, like I'd be like, listen, I know you don't have much money, but whatever money you do have, put into these things,
I
right?
promise you, sir.
Put into these things, but don't touch it until you're me, and then I will touch it, and we together will be like rich and wealthy and happy and like amazing, and that will be. And otherwise, go about your business. That's it. I mean, if I could, I'd be like, here, or here's $200. Go buy some Bitcoin or whatever for 14-year-old Anthony, and that would be more than enough, Stephen. More than enough. But
More
but
than
just
enough.
but just that idea of like if you could invest in something there that would help without hindering, or hurting, your development, like then yeah. But I know I'm getting too much in the like time travel like domino effect. So, all right, let's see. KT Carlisle, Carly Lafusi asked, she's not Carly Lafusi yet. She will be. She will be. Oh yes, she will be mine.
Oh
Um,
yes.
so she asks, "Do you think we'll find a ghost during our haunted honeymoon? What's the worst way to start a book in your opinion? And if you were one of Papa's, all right, so let's start with the first one. Do you think we'll find a ghost during our haunted honeymoon?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm gonna find the
It's
ghost.
destiny.
Okay, listen. First of all, we're gonna find a real ghost, but we're also going to find like sad people. We're gonna find people who are like the ghost of someone's hope in finding ghosts. We're like, there he is. No, but I don't know. I hope so. I hope we see I hope we see something or hear something. I hope, or at the very least, I hope like our hosts, whoever they are really good at ventriloquism. You know,
Oh yeah, like
that'd be real. Can you imagine like Jeff Dunham being a ghost hunter? Like if
oh
he's
my
like
gosh.
if he never found puppets, but instead he's like, I'm gonna make ghosts real. That's just what I'm gonna do.
You're just like, what's that weird throat thing you keep doing?
Well,
What are you, a
every time
bullfrog?
I think the ghosts are possessing you. This is crazy.
It's so
Um,
wild.
so yes, the answer is obviously we're going to find a ghost. Two, what's the worst way to start a book in your opinion? Worst way? The worst way is to start like to write a book that you really love and have like a beginning, like an introduction that you're like, this is the best thing I could possibly come up with. It's my favorite thing. I love it, and it's important to the book. And then you have someone else say you shouldn't start a book like that. So then you change it. That's the worst way to start a book. Like
That's
it's
the worst way.
it's yeah
Second worst, though, I think there is a second worst. I think the second worst way to start a book across the board is Call
yeah.
Me Ishmael. No one likes that shit.
No one
Like that
likes
is
that
just the
ever.
dumbest. That's the dumbest thing you can do.
You're giving away your kinks like right away. Like, listen, I
And you're
get
putting dick in the title of your book, man. You are just making faux pas after faux pas.
100%. You know, like, yeah. What's next? Call me daddy. Get out of here. All right. If you were one of Papa's children, speaking of people who were like, call me daddy, can you imagine the audacity, Stephen, the audacity to steal a bunch of children
And
to
then make them call
experiment on them and be like, call me daddy. Crazy, wild
crazy,
stuff.
crazy world.
Um, but if you were one of Papa's children, child experiments, what would your power be? My power, I'd probably become. I mean, I imagine we're all just like little fragments of Henry, right? Like we're
Yeah,
all
so we
just
all have some form of
yeah.
telekinesis or
It's
like
I'm like,
mental manipulation.
did we what other ones did we see? Like we saw
Just
the
Collie is like, and I think Collie is basically like something Vecna can do also anyway. So
That's what I think. Like, I feel like it's like he is Voltron, and they are like they break apart from him. It's like he can make things like you make you see things. He can move things, obviously. And then like I guess control the hive mind, like or like
I
that was
think
yeah,
in like well, it makes me think of season 4 when she's reliving her memories to try to figure out like her worst memory or whatever when
right,
Papa finds her again, basically.
yeah,
The scene they showed was like them were in those rings and all of them seem to have telekinesis basically. So it seems to be the main power that they focus on is telekinesis. So
yeah. I mean, so
but if we can just choose our power like
yeah,
X-Men style,
yeah, 100%.
um I don't know. I mean, there's so many good powers. I think, but I do think like what L has is pretty badass. Telekinesis. If you combine telekinesis, if you get like the Jean Grey, the Phoenix combination of telekinesis and telepathy, I mean, you basically just win the world. Like Magneto's cool, but it's just metal. Jean can lift, you know what I'm saying? Like that's,
Very true. Yeah, yeah,
you
dude.
know.
Yeah, if I could like kind of like shadow walk, like like kind of like
Oh yeah,
teleport. If
Kitty
I could
Pride. Yeah,
teleport,
teleport's cool too. Also,
yeah, if I like teleport, if I could do like like Nightcrawler slash because essentially what they were doing, the Demigorgons breaking through walls, that's kind of like bamfing, like
yeah,
I'm in this, because they're going. That's what isn't that what Nightcrawler does? He basically goes into another dimension
yeah. It's like
and then he appears in
it
in
was
our
actually like one of my favorite quick animation shots in the new X-Men 97, like the newer season.
yeah.
And it's when Wolverine accidentally basically connects with Nightcrawler as he's like teleporting and he
Right.
sees like the realm he goes through basically. And it's like
Yes.
basically like it's like a demonic realm or whatever. It's like hell basically. I don't forget what
Yeah.
it is, but it smells like sulfur when he reappears. So, but yeah,
So
that'd be
but that
cool.
I want to do that. I want to teleport. How cool it would be. So and that was her final question. And then let me see. Daily Downing, our good friend Daily says,
Daily.
Stage Whispers 42, because I quoted like I said Life, the Universe and everything from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So anyways, she says, I feel like I haven't earned asking a new question because I'm behind on episodes. It's fine, Daily. We forgive you.
You
It's
can
I don't
always
expect
ask.
everyone to
Daily,
watch.
you
Yeah.
always have question precedent.
But she says, favorite monster movie told from the point of view of the monster. Can you think of
Ooh,
any?
I'm trying to think.
I mean, aside from, I mean, Lost Boys, kind of. But like
Kind of.
my favorites are probably The Fly
Fly's good.
and American Werewolf in London.
I was gonna say American Werewolf in London, like, cause like when I was a kid, The Lost Boys and American Werewolf in London, like, were two movies that really did shape my childhood and like
Yeah,
made me like bands. Like,
yeah,
I literally liked Duran Duran because of American Werewolf in
yeah,
London. It's crazy, but
yeah, dude. Yeah. So I don't those two are pretty big. I like Frankenhooker's a good one. Everyone should watch. All right, let me see. Then we have all right, Lee Griffith. I'm sorry, Lee Griffith. The Rat King says pen and paper ready without sharing till both written. All right, hang on. You got this is gonna be hard. Let me see. When you choose to punish enemy with okay. Um, I mean we're not gonna like get pen and paper and do this, but let's see. So it says, Steven, if you had frogs or locusts, what would you choose to punish your enemy with?
frogs.
Okay. And then while this is happening, while the frogs are
Hmm.
like just descending upon the people and ascending into the glory of their faces, attacking them all, what song would be playing? What would the backtrack be?
Ooh, Jump Around by House of Pain. I'm the cream of the crop. I'm right to the. Oh my
It'd be amazing. See, it's amazing. And our good friend Fowler asks again. He says, "What's your favorite dinosaur?" My favorite dinosaur is Ankylosaurus. It's just the coolest dinosaur. I don't know how. Like, I'm sure there are other dinosaurs that are equally as cool, but I think that's the coolest one. It has like freaking weapon tail. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's
Like, how do
it's
you have like a
badass.
like a freaking like right like a
Like a medieval
Morningstar
mace.
like a
Like,
yeah like a crazy
like
like how?
it makes you wonder if they just. I wonder if that was like a European fossil because it makes me wonder if they like discovered that item like an ancient
Oh
weapon of the gods.
man, can you imagine
Oh, that'd be so cool.
oh my God, do you Steven, imagine a
Are we right?
barbarian. Steven, a barbarian. I know obviously cavemen didn't like there were no humans when there were dinosaurs, but there could be a planet where there were humans when there were dinosaurs. But like imagine freaking an ankylosaurus like mace. How cool would that be?
That'd be
Fighting
so
like
sick.
dragons? Fighting dragons, Steven? Amazing. That would be so
If
bad.
not, there needs to be a video game where you collect items from
From
dinosaurs and make
dinosaurs and make
weapons, and
armor and
yeah,
weapons? Like, come on, why would you not?
Stegosaurus plates as like a shield.
Oh, yes, dude. Yes. I love this so much. Um, anyway, those are all our questions for today. Thank you all for asking us random questions. We really do appreciate it. Please make sure you ask all the questions in the
Dude,
comments. You can ask them on Twitter. You can ask them anywhere you want, and we will freaking answer them. But aside from that, Steven, every week we talk about what's next and what we're going to do and what our plan is so we can try our best to finish these comic books. We are on issue 4. We are nearly done. You are nearly done with the art.
page 19 is in my crosshairs this week.
Yes, I can't freaking wait. I'm going to color at least one page today. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying my best to just flat one page a week. It's I'm also getting married soon, so like my timeline is like
Is
Christmas.
so it's yeah. Oh yeah,
Like,
no. This
it's
time I will say we did really well for this time of year because usually this
yeah,
time of year shuts us down for like a month or two, and it didn't shut us
100%,
down
dude.
at all.
No,
We've been
we're
progressing.
we're doing well, and like I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm not gonna stop. And like this new pen does help me a lot, so like I'm excited for it. So I'm definitely going to finish one page this week and get it freaking done. And otherwise, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm going to get married next week. So next week we're gonna be talking about the wedding and like how
Oh
I'm
yeah,
feeling
it's
and
exciting.
everything. But other than that, Steven, what do you want to say to people before we go?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in and giving us your love and supporting our Kickstarters and just loving us as people. We love you as people, and we hope that we continue to provide you with the entertainment and friendship that you seek in us, because we do appreciate it from you very much.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're so thankful that anyone watches the show at all, and then we're so glad that anyone can like watch this and escape the just overwhelming terror and nonsense that the world tries to thrust upon us as if it's the only option. It's not. Um, there are other things we can do, I promise. And it's not to diminish anyone's pain or what the world does inflict upon you, but like
Mm-hmm.
every once in a while, we need to just like turn away from those particular stories and tell our own a little bit. So that's why we're talking about our issues, and we like to hear about your issues. So, but thank you so much for being a part of this and for joining us. But until next week, I'm Anthony,
And I am Stevie Wildcard.
and this has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next time.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wham! So,
Wow. Okay, Steven. So,
mhm, mhm, mhm.
Steven, okay, okay.
So
So
first and foremost, I'm going to be honest with the people of
let me hear it.
YouTube, of the internet. I liked the ending of Stranger Things. I enjoyed it. There were things, of course, that could have been cooler. The final battle, in some ways, made me feel. Well, yeah. By the way, spoiler warnings. But the final battle, in some ways, made me think back to the Game of Thrones Battle of Winterfell, where there was so much more that could have
Yeah, it
happened in
could
the
have been.
Battle of
Right.
Winterfell. But I'm not even someone that's complained that Vecna died too quick. I think that battle was perfect. I mean, that fight
Right.
starts in the mine with the kids and
Yeah.
the all that. I enjoyed it. However, my wife early on after the episode aired, TikTok got her and got her on conformity gate.
Oh, I
It
could
wasn't
tell.
quite called that yet. It wasn't called that yet, but there was people pointing out all these small things. Now, the skeptic in me immediately was like, listen, Stranger Things, we watched all of it. We started watching it in December of last year. So we never watched it at all. And then we watched all of it as the Christmas episodes were airing. We finished it and then watched the Christmas episodes fresh. Um, Stranger Things, I don't know where people like suddenly started getting super like duper crazy, like looking for things. But from my initial watch, the show has never been that. Like it's pretty straightforward. The things that happen in the show are
Very
very
straightforward,
straightforward. They
dude.
don't really, there's not like, oh, the door was yellow here,
No,
and if it is, like for example, in season 5, where
there.
she notices that the thing on the go round was different, she
Yeah.
announces it. They
Yep.
don't expect you to notice
No,
it.
they're yeah.
The
No,
character
it's a
notices
show
it.
that
You know?
understands there are setups and there are payoffs, and they literally like have a lot of they brought a lot of things full circle, and they
Mhm.
did it
Yes,
deliberately, and it
and they
was
gave
good.
but yes, plenty of things. But my wife was, like the whole, oh, there's going to be a secret episode. I was like, I don't think so. As I'm about to go to bed, I start seeing stuff on my For You page, and I get convinced a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe. And I'm like starting to like, so then my wife and I are just in it. We're talking about it, and I'm getting so, and then I went to bed. This was all yesterday. Then I woke up this morning, and my first thought before I even brewed my coffee was, that's fucking, there's no way that's real. Like, it's just the episode we got is the finale. Why would they do all this? And like, I had like that, you have like that moment of clarity when you first wake up.
Yeah.
So I go to work while I'm like in between jobs, I'm looking at more, and Conformity Gate gets me back in, and I'm like sucked in. But
So
then I
that
have
stuff
this,
out.
but then I have this moment of clarity
Yeah.
where I start reading comments on the TikTok post,
Right.
and I start seeing the people who are sharing in this with me, and
Yeah.
they're like the Byler fans, and they're just they're conspiracy theory people, and I'm surrounded by it. And I have like this moment where I feel like Jerry and Rick and Morty at the Jerry daycare, where I realize like these are not my people. These are not. I'm not in the right spot. I'm not in the right place. I messed up. I'm
Yeah.
backing out of this. It
Oh,
was clearly the finale. Like it's so clear that it was. If you are a conformity gate person, we'll both find out after you watch this episode because it's supposed to happen tomorrow. I think we're just getting a documentary though. But anyways, that's what happened to me this last day. I guess it was day or two.
yeah. Dude, it's it's all so silly. I like I was hearing like when you and Tina were talking about like, oh, Kali didn't die. She wasn't actually shot. She made Hopper think that she was shot. So she's
Yeah,
I'm just like, what do you realize like what how many leaps we'd have to take as an audience for that to be the story?
and the counter though is that, oh, the machines. But like I said to you when we were talking about it, like the machines, at least the audio, they're not kicked on when they get out of
Yeah.
that truck. It
No.
makes way more sense that she crawled to the gate and got, and
Yeah.
those things were facing this way. And to
Yeah.
debunk the nosebleed thing, like we were talking about
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
when she gets the nosebleed is when she really extends her powers, because we see her lift and throw things quickly and her nose doesn't bleed, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But if she's having to deep search for someone in a different
Then
realm,
it's
she
yeah.
might bleed a little bit. She's looking at Mike, she's not looking for Mike, she's just pulling him into that void to talk to
Yeah.
him. Like, it's not
Yeah.
crazy. Like, her nose doesn't have to bleed to make that valid, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. It,
anyways, yeah, no, but dude, that whole thing with Collie and everything, that's surface. That's like determining whether Elle's alive or not. Conformity Gate, Anthony, is so much deeper than that. Like, or what they think is so much deeper. But like
dude,
I said,
it's
it was the Byler fans that really, because like I've seen them say all the things that they saw about Mike and Will, and I'm like, I feel bad for you because I know you want this, and like, but you are clearly just seeing things that aren't there, and
yeah.
it made me realize that I was clearly seeing things that were not
Yeah.
there, or being
Dude,
shown things that just aren't there. You know
I
what I'm
mean
saying?
I thought like it wasn't I wasn't I wasn't the most pleased I could have been, whatever. What but
It wasn't a perfect
it
ending, but
wasn't
it
perfect,
was,
but dude, they did a good job wrapping everything up,
yes.
making sense of everything, and then showing you how, like, they show you how Mike is coping with it. And
Yeah.
he goes so far as to just say it to Hopper. Hopper, they're having that conversation, and it's it's wishful thinking, and it's just
Mhm.
it's a hope. It's not an invitation to
It's a
look
hope.
for the
Yeah.
math.
Yeah.
It's him hoping because he's afraid of the reality that, she is dead. He doesn't want to believe that she's dead because she's so important to him. And it makes sense that she is this hero and, he knows this about her. And that's all, and it's all beautiful and great. Dude, I mean, I will say what the whole Elle's whole like third act of her arc being like, I'm gonna kill myself and you need to let me, Dad,
Yeah.
to a man who lost his daughter. Like
Yeah.
her final moments with him are like, I'm not your daughter. Let me
Yeah.
die. And he's like, I don't know. What? Like, what do
Yeah.
you
It's
and
so
then
tough
like
on Hopper of all things. Like
on Hopper?
Vecna even reminded us that about the can. You know what I'm saying? Like, of
Yeah.
course we didn't forget because
So
Hopper's
like
like one of my favorite characters. But
yeah. So
like,
there were things like that like they did. as writers. It's like the story. I was just like yeah, like some of it was very satisfying. Like honestly, I'm a huge sucker for any kind of positivity. So like at the end when like there's like the passing of the torch moment that is super goofy and sentimental. I cried. I was just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's so
like
sweet. Like the little kids playing
yep,
dipshit Derek's there and
yeah.
everything.
And it got to me
Yeah,
because I was
in
just like,
retrospect,
this is how this works.
they really should have just made the same thing happen, but just have her have to do it.
Yeah.
You like have something happen to where she has to do it, not that she's choosing to. I
Yep.
guess the reason why is because I guess it gives her the power to choose that. But like, no, like because then she doesn't have to treat Hopper that way. She
Nope.
doesn't have to treat Mike. No one has to look at her any type of way
Exactly.
besides like, you know,
Because okay, and then let's just say like let's entertain the theory that Elle is still alive for some reason. So not only did she not actually sacrifice herself for any noble cause, she didn't sacrifice herself for a noble cause and hurt everyone in her life.
just completely.
How
But
is that
she
a good
deserves her.
hero's?
Yeah, no,
How
I
is,
get you, dude. Yeah,
how is
yeah.
that a
That
good hero's ending? Like from if
it
you're one of
only
those people.
works. It only works under the guise of you don't have her at all, but you would rather forgive her for or like find her and know she's okay than you know what I'm saying. I guess that's the only way that really works.
Like,
Um,
dude, she can literally bring people into their mind. All she had to say was, "Hey, Mike, I'm not really dead. I'm sorry. Thank you for your friendship. I love you. Tell Hopper I said goodbye, and I'll always remember. He is my father."
which leads to the truth that she probably really is gone. Like that's the thing. Like yeah,
The
because
fact
she
that
could reach out to Mike.
she
Yeah,
reached out
she
to
could.
Mike. That happened. We know that happened. And why wouldn't she say, "Hey, Mike, I love you. I'm gone."
Mhm. It's
Because
because maybe I get the whole they may never stop looking for me thing, but like,
okay,
why not
like
even just shoot him a message later mentally?
but
Even
think about this. Okay, Mike's coping mechanism is to like say these are the things that she did. She survived. Now, if he in his mind, in his heart of hearts, in his mind, believes that she's alive, how wouldn't that make him want to go search for her?
yeah, not yeah. I mean, he would
So
immediately
now
look for
what's
every place
worse?
with
Yeah,
three
now
waterfalls.
exactly. Now what's worse is he's always going to be looking, not knowing if she's alive, instead of knowing if she wants to find him, she will. But at least he knows that she's safe. At least he knows that like she
Hmm.
understood their relationship. But like, yeah, there's danger, and this is her recognizing that danger and being that hero, and like Peter Parker not
Hmm.
getting too close to anyone because he's afraid they're gonna get hurt. And I understand that as sacrifice, but the sacrifice isn't I kill myself. It's I have to live this life in isolation in my fortress of freaking solitude because I'm Superman. And if another big bad comes, if another Vecna comes, you want to know who's going to help? No one,
No.
because no one's around who has powers anymore.
Hmm.
We killed ourselves like fools when the government's out there literally creating monsters. What are
Yeah,
you doing?
I mean, they're gonna find something else, right?
Of
I
course they
mean,
are. They found. I mean,
they well, I
they
mean,
found this
if you
rock.
know the lore, well, yeah, if you know the lore, they already figured out a way to get to Planet X prior to all that happening
Of
anyway, because
course.
they got there and got the rock that eventually,
Yeah. So since they
impregnated Henry
Henry.
with.
So since they were able to get this rock, are you telling me that it's not going to happen again? You think Lex Luthor is going to stop looking for power? No. So that's why we need Superman in the Fortress of Solitude, which you didn't do. You killed yourself in front of them. What you should have done was said, "Hey, I'm gonna go be Jane somewhere. Like my name is
Mhm.
gonna be Ellie, and I'm gonna save the freaking world whenever the world needs freaking saving." But instead she's like, "I need to die, and you need to let me, Hopper." I was like,
Mm. I
"You're
really
30.
wish,
You're 30 and you need to be more mature. This is
for
silly."
sure. I really wish they never implemented that kryptonite situation with those
Nah.
sound things. I hated that. I didn't care for that as like a plot like shaker upper, but
What okay, like they can say whatever they want. I think what they should have done with that was it nullifies their powers.
yeah,
I
not
don't
make
think
them
it
like
should I
unable
don't
to
think it should
move.
cause them to fall to the ground and die. Like
What's different about her that makes us not fall to the ground? Because it's
right, well, okay. I'm trying to like I mean, they were able to hurt the upside down with it, right? Like, weren't they like opening walls with it or something?
yeah.
Like,
So
okay.
it must be like a
So
frequency or
I think it's
something
a frequency that simply like affected and deteriorated the particles from the upside down,
from Planet X or
which
whatever.
are
Yeah.
basically the metachlorians in L's blood. right? Like
It's
that's
like
like
taking a Jedi and just shaking the midichlorians out of them.
exactly, yeah. So like they're setting fire to the midichlorians, and she's like, ah, these midichlorians won't stop having a rave, and so she's hurt. I get it, I get it. I think it was a little silly, and it was a little overpowered, and it kind of like broke. It's kind of broken because then it's like, all right, well, why didn't they do it more often? Why didn't they do it in certain
It kind of
positions?
just shows you
What
too,
is,
like it's almost like the real world where as we develop more weapons, other weapons and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that, like if Russia or America would have created superhumans, they all would just have those sound things on the battlefield now. It
yeah,
just
exactly, yeah, yeah,
up
yeah.
nullify their superhumans with the satellite sound
It
bunkers,
always
you
just
know.
yeah, it always comes down to just like two
It's
superheroes
always
playing like rock paper
it's
scissors.
always rock paper scissors. That's how every fight ends. It
That's
truly
what we
is.
do. It's that or dance battle, and I don't
It's
want to do that. Oh my God. But I don't know, dude. Like
anyways.
I would love for them to be right. I would love
Mhm.
for them to be right just to get more story because it's
Yeah,
fun.
more Stranger Things is fine. Like
It'd be
I mean,
fun.
I'm not
It would
gonna
be
say
fun.
no.
I will say like there were a lot of things about the lore that they dropped that I was like, this just feels like they're breadcrumbing their new show more
Mhm.
so than they're completing this one. And I didn't love that. I was like,
Mhm.
all right, like I get there's a rock and we're gonna have to figure this out. And I hated with a capital H the fact that they released like a play that only some people get to watch.
Which they couldn't
And
like video live stream for people. Like I get like I don't like I guess it's
now
on Broad it was on Broadway though, so Broadway's really particular with that shit, which is weird, but
I'm sorry, but like, yeah, if you own the rights to this thing, you film it. I mean, Hamilton is on Disney Plus. You're telling me that the Stranger Things, I like maybe that's what they're gonna release instead of a documentary. That would be
mm,
cool.
mhm.
But I hate the fact that they were like, here's this finale. Anyway, there are things about it that seem to make no sense, but we're kind of gonna say it makes sense if you saw this play. I'm like, but I didn't see the play. Most people who watch the show, most by far, didn't
Yeah,
see the
unless you
play,
live in New York City or have the money to travel to New York City, you weren't
right?
seeing that
So
play.
So like there are questions. I have so many questions. So I'm like Henry's timeline is all over the place where it's like, oh, he's this little kid. He seemed when he found that rock, he was tiny. When he killed his family and he got all like really like sinister, he was little. He was a little tiny guy. He wasn't in high school. He was a
Mhm.
small kid. He was like I mean at best he was in middle school, right?
And
So
here's the thing that tweaks me out about that is because I guess in the play they retconned his age to 14. But I was like thinking, I'm like, in the 1950s in small town Indiana, middle school and high school is probably one school anyway. So they
they
could have
could have
just
just yep,
he
they
could
could
have been 12. I don't know why they even
yep.
retconned it. Like
So
there was no sense in retconning it.
he
Like
could
just
have
make
been
him
12. But Dr. Brenner gets him, and the newspaper that they show in Stranger Things says that he died. They're like the son Henry was killed along with the wife, and that's why Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund, the father, was in jail and he like had no eyes, remember? That whole
yeah,
thing? They
the
were like
Vecna
the
curse.
son died, but Henry was the son and he didn't die. He was taken by Brenner.
So
So
it goes back to like what they did with Will's body though, I think in season one, right? Like Brenner and that government agency like fake the death and all
right,
that.
right. But he stayed in the same town and went to high school. No one was like, "Hey, isn't
That's
that
what, yeah, I see what you're saying now.
isn't
They retconned all of it though. So all of it happens when he's 14 now.
yeah,
Him hurting his parents and everything, his
that's
like ascension. It does,
none
that's
of
what
that
I'm
makes
saying. I
sense."
don't understand why they retconned his age at all. Like they probably because I think they give him a love interest in the play and they didn't want to do a love interest
So,
situation at
but think about
12.
this, dude. So the story, I mean, are they so now they're trying to say he was in a play in high school where like at the same time when Joyce and Hopper were in high school, Henry, he was in a high school in a play was and that was supposed to be before he killed his parents? That doesn't make sense.
Yes.
That doesn't make
This
sense.
was they retconned his age. So like we what we see in the television show
Yeah,
is a young boy killing his well, we don't even
100%.
see him do it, but
Right.
once you know he's the one that did it, now we
Right.
know he was probably a young boy because they show a young
They
boy. They show
show
a
he's
young
a young
girl and a
boy,
young
so
boy.
he
But
killed
they
his parents.
retconned all of that. So he's supposed to be even in our television. I know. I know. I don't understand
You
why
can't
couldn't they just why can't they just tell the story they're going to tell? Like what was the point of
Dude,
retconning his
like,
age?
yeah, like I that's what I'm saying about this play thing. Like, I think it's so silly to be like, I know you think there are holes in my story, but if you see this play that we made that only a small amount of people saw, it makes sense. We changed everything. Like, what? What do you mean? You can't just you can't do that. I mean, you can, but I think it's terrible because for most people, my experience with it is this stuff doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any
Mhm.
sense. Like, I'm like, ah. So now I'm like, okay, well, now a little Boy Scout, found this random scientist.
Well, that's what I was saying. The craziest thing about all that anyway, too, is like they could have just added a little more info. Like, I mean, it was still
Yeah,
basically there. They didn't even need the play really because like the Boy Scout situation that we discover in his memories was enough. They could have fleshed out even what they could have even done is just added more information
yeah,
in those backtellings that Max is discovering and everything. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, but yeah, I
No,
digress.
I know. I still enjoyed it all. I really don't like this new like weird vitriolic fandom that everything seems to have like since the Snyderverse incident. Like since like I feel like the Snyder thing was like it's like everything started bubbling where it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna love it. Like I love this so much that I'm gonna be the worst person about it." No, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, listen, like it can be your whole identity, but like other people, like not enjoying it thoroughly isn't my whole identity. It's just something that I experienced, you
Yeah,
know.
I
So,
just watched it with you.
so like, well, what's weird to me is like the need that people have to be like to not just like protect things, but just like project these weird excuses, where I'm just like,
Mm.
it's okay if things have holes. Like like you can poke holes in anything and that's fine. But like there are just little things where I'm like, I wish they would have done this. And it's okay, and much like it's okay to be like, I'm jealous or like, I'm a little upset that you're not gonna
Hmm.
be at the
Same
wedding.
idea.
It's okay to be like, I wish they would have done something different. You don't have to like call me names, like I don't care
Mm.
what it's just so interesting that people get like that. And that's the fact that it has a name. Why is it called conformity gate? Is it because they assume everyone else is conforming to
I actually don't know. Like anytime I've seen it, they've shown the scene with Eddie, so maybe because Eddie's
is it
literally talking about the
like
biggest danger is
conformity? So
conformity.
isn't
But
that go ahead.
but those people, the conformity gate people, I don't know, man. It's weird because right now I think the weirdest thing about this finale is it's not so much the from what I've seen, it's not so much the people that enjoyed it that are seemingly toxic. It's just people just dog shitting on it and saying it's a worse ending than got. Like this
Oh,
is like the how could they like they're
that's
the
not
worst
true.
writers
I
ever. Like that's what I've been seeing. And I'm like, I kind of disagree. Like I don't think anything and I'm even in retrospect, I don't think Got was as terrible as everyone said it was
but,
either. I
but
mean, it
but you
was
know what,
weak, but
dude?
it
Like
wasn't great.
the reality of this particular show is it was largely about, it
It's a
was large
1980s like love letter, right?
yeah,
Like I mean,
it was a 1980s love letter, and it was widely symbolic of like a young gay boy's journey into like recognizing his sexuality and like
and
knowing
who
who
he
he is as
is.
a person. And that's fine. And like some people, once they eventually realize that, and they were like, "Oh, wait, a gay, and I've been liking it. Oh no!" And like it ruins their whole heart. They don't know
Which,
what to
like,
do.
bro, like, come
Which
on, those details
you
were
think
there. They were
you
there.
they were
They were
so close.
ever
It's like
present.
you were yeah, yeah. But
You
like
almost, you almost, he almost went against everything you believe in.
it's so funny, but like it's true. Like it's okay to like stuff. What are you doing? But anyway, I
Yeah,
know
like, they're just people.
that's a huge part of it, and it sucks because I'm sure that's part of what you're seeing, where it's like there are these people who are like, oh, it needs to be more this, and there are people who are like, oh, it needs to be less this, and they're both
Mm.
so aggressive and crazy, and it's just like, oh my God, is everything like that? Does it have to
It's
be?
the internet. It goes back to what we're saying with the internet. Like, it literally is the whole cycle of the internet is rage baiting and clickbait.
It really
That's
is.
the whole existence. It's just for them dollars. We are whores to the internet
Yeah.
money machine. So,
It's true. But like for me, it's just like I like being able to actually talk about experiences as a whole. I don't define like I enjoyed it. Like
mhm.
if you ask me, I'd like to talk about it and be like, these are the things I didn't love. These are the things I really loved. Like, but
Honestly, how many shows have a masterpiece ending? There's like
right, dude, almost
there-
none.
like
You know
Breaking
what I mean?
Bad is
Like
probably
Breaking.
the most recent show that has a masterpiece ending, but also it's one of the most slow-paced,
Yep.
very targeted, specific storyline shows. Like it's just,
Dude, like
like
even shows that have actually like good endings, like or everything is polarizing, right? Like some people didn't understand the Sopranos ending. I heard forever like all these different things about the Sopranos ending. I watched all of the Sopranos a couple years ago and I was like, this wasn't this what? I knew exactly what was going on. Like I don't understand the confusion at all. This
very
this
clear cut.
Very clear
You
cut. I
heard a
don't.
gunshot and the screen goes black. Like,
Yeah, it's very simple. And then like the Lost ending, people like freaking hate. And I'm just like, how? Like, if you watch that whole show, you have to understand what's happening at the end. Like, I remember I had a conversation with someone. And she's just like, they're all in purgatory. I'm like, you didn't watch that show. Like, I know you didn't watch this show. Like, you didn't actually sit down and
why do
watch it.
people look for so much symbolism? Like they don't understand that
Well,
like
yeah.
what show has really done some high quality crazy insane symbolism like that? What, like, name a show that's like
Well,
literally done that, that's fed into like fever pitch and
well, it's funny because like there's so much that you can pull from shows, but like I think what happens is people define something as like one thing or another, and it becomes the whole, identity of that thing. Where it's like like
mm.
like I did that. You know what I did? I'm guilty of this. I did that with Mr. Robot. I'm very guilty of that because I watched like one episode of Mr. Robot, and I was like, they're doing Fight Club, and I just dismissed it outright, right? But I've only ever heard good things about Mr. Robot. It's probably a great show, but like I think that's part of it. I think that's how I experienced it, where I was like, that show's stupid. They're just doing a fight club where that guy's not even real. I know this and I'm smarter than that show. And like I felt that. So I know I think that's what happens. People are like, you recognize something, and you're like, I don't know about this, and like I don't like that. It's weird. It's weird that we do that. We're like,
It's
I
the
know what's going.
ego versus I don't know. Yeah, it's like a
Yeah, like
strange
we want to
situation.
feel superior to this thing rather than just enjoying the thing as for what it is. I don't
Mhm.
know, but whatever. I'm glad Stranger Things is over. I can't wait for the new episode that they're going to air tomorrow. It's going to be so much fun, Steven. I'm going to laugh.
I am excited for that animated season that takes place between 2 and 3, though. That looks like it'll be fun.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
gonna
know
be
they're
like,
doing that.
yeah,
That's
that comes
really
out in like March or something, or
what? That's
sometime this
so
year. Yeah,
fast.
it looks
What?
really cool though.
Oh, cool.
It's
I
not
haven't seen it.
different voice actors, but it's the same characters.
Oh, weird. It's weird they did different voice actors.
Yeah, I guess they didn't get the actors to voice them out, probably because they're done with it. They're just
Yeah, I
like,
guess. Yeah, yeah. They're like, we don't want to do this anymore.
pass the.
Um. Anyway, all right, dude. Let's get out of here
I
because
love you, dude.
it's getting late. I love you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye, dude.